This is my daughter's room, and even though it's super cute with the hearts and the rainbows, my daughter just wasn't into it anymore, so we decided to give it a makeover. First, I wanted to do this double board and batten around the whole room, and then I put this 1x6 board on top. Then I wood filled and caulked and then painted it this light pink color. Then I secured this 2x6 to the studs. That's for the bunk bed. I installed this wallpaper, and even though it may not be for everyone, my daughter loves it. Then I removed the baseboard because this is where I'm going to build bunk beds. Here's the lower half of the bunk bed that I framed and then secured to the wall. Then I built the top portion of the bunk bed and secured that as well, and another 2x6 board. Then I started framing for the bottom bunk. I made 3 sections because I knew I wanted 3 drawers. Then I added these joist hangers and joists to support the top bunk. At this point, I decided to build a built-in bench and desk, and so I had to undo some of my previous work, and I also extended the vent through the front. This IKEA dresser wasn't really matching, so it needed a little makeover. I primed it, I painted it, and then I added this fun cane reading feature to the front of the drawers and some wallpaper to the inside. Then I started adding shiplap to the outside of the bed. I actually had carpal tunnel surgery, so I had to call on my sister for some help here, and I got yelled at a lot for picking up the nail gun when I wasn't supposed to be. We built this little cabinet to support the desk, then added a cleat to the wall for the floating desk, and then I built shelves to go on top of the desk. Here I am extending that wallpaper down since that wasn't the original plan. Trimming out that bookshelf, adding the baseboards on the bed, that makes it really look built in, and putting some beadboard panel on the underside of the bed. I didn't want to wait for help from my husband. There's a little extra space at the end of the bed, so we put in this little bookshelf, and there's a secret compartment in that. Built the drawer boxes and then the drawer fronts. Then it was time to prime and paint everything after, of course, I wood filled. Then I added in these shelves in the upper part of the bunk, framed them out, and then it was time to build a rolling library ladder because otherwise the library was going to block those drawers. Another secret compartment. I still need to finish making that nice looking inside. Then headed to Home Depot, cut some wood down in the parking lot, and started upholstering these 6-inch panels because I really wanted the bottom bunk area to be a nice cushy hangout spot. I added some sconces so my daughter can read at night with no problem in that upper bunk. And last but not least, we needed a new light fixture in that room, so I made it gold with rub and buff, and then I added a new rub and buff on it to make it gold. I made that ladder and that rail, but I can't find any footage of it, so this is how everything turned out. Let me know what you think, and of course, follow me for more DIY.